Hey, I'm Coral. This is Coral Gardens. This is my garden. This is a giant zucchini that needs to be picked really badly. And we're gonna take a look around the garden today. It is late August. We're finally getting caught up to where we have some peppers, cucumbers. We've harvested a couple watermelons. We're harvesting a lot of squash, summer squash, and we're very close to harvesting some winter squash. So that's kind of exciting finally. And some long beans we've been getting. It's a warm day today. I always end up randomly choosing these hot ass times to shoot garden tours because I go out and see a friend and that's the only time I put makeup on, and then I figure I better show you guys my face when it looks a little less scary. So let's take a look and see what we got growing. I think even though it's a later morning, it's cool enough out here to do a quick garden tour. So there's our herb garden. There's a little flowering Tulsi basil. This peanut looks like he's a little bit struggling. Definitely making peanuts down here where these things go into the ground. So that's pretty fun. Let's see how many we actually get. Flowers are really popping off now. They're staying pretty for so long, these zinnias. Celosia. This daisy hasn't branched out, but I haven't cut it, so hopefully it'll start flowering soon. Potatoes are flowering, which is definitely a good sign. I'm gonna get some more dirt from one of these spare things and hill them up some more. Got little tiny melons on here. Don't know what variety, but we'll figure it out once they get a little bigger. Cute ears of corn. Looks like this big, huge, crazy, all over the place one is a spaghetti squash, which makes sense because that was one of our most productive last year. This yellowy one still doesn't have any babies on. Looks like this one is a butternut or butterscotch. As is this one. I think this little guy's ready for harvesting, even though he's tiny. We're just gonna have him be, he's hard to the touch. Oh, a personal guy, I'll have him for dinner. And then here's this mashed potato one. It's getting bigger. This little spaghetti squash here. These guys are all climbing up. I don't know what everybody else is yet. The long beans are all the way up and far, far above the trellis. I'm debating if I should try and just like wrap it around more, even though I know it wants to just go higher. I can just fill out the trellis if I help it wrap around a bit. It does have long beans on. Harvested some and had them in ramen the other day. It wasn't my favorite ramen, so it wasn't as good. See, this one could use a little help finding a place to climb up. Beans are pretty good because if you give them a few little wraps, they'll kind of just stay. Set this down here to grab in a second. Stay there. It's settled. So here's this big giant spaghetti squash is what we now know it is. Mingled in with watermelon. Oops. And here is one of the watermelons it's on. I'm assuming that must be a Charleston gray because it's got that light green color. The other day, all these flowers were open and there was bees in so many of them. This guy is like doubled back all over himself here. Let's see. Come on, buddy. Sorry, bee. I don't mean to move your flower around. So then There's these other watermelons here. We harvested little personal ones. Gave one to the chickens and ate the other ones off of those. And it's looking pretty. I've got a little silvery Amato watermelon. Here's another little watermelon baby. Doves are up there doing something crazy. Oh, mating ritual or something. Flopping around. I think that this one is primarily the Moon and Stars watermelon and the other watermelon. Oh, look, there's a Moon and Stars watermelon on. No color as of yet, but that should get those spots pretty soon. And then this last one has a little watermelon on too. Down in there. And I'll come back up this way. Show you this side. There's an Armenian yard-long cucumber. The squirrels ate the first one. As they ate this first melon right here that I left on just to hopefully distract them. There's many more baby melons on, which is nice. And there's this melon that is just about right. Oh, he split a little bit, so I'm gonna take him. And he slipped off. So he's got a little couple splits. I think he should be just fine. We'll try him tonight once Cameron gets home. I wasn't expecting to harvest things. I think he might have got split because I watered so heavy yesterday. We had a broken hose. And so I was just taking the broken part where it was really flooding out and just setting it next to, and put it in the waffle gardens or next to the, little area of the trellis. And I think that it got a lot of water, so maybe it was too much at once. But yeah, there's lots of little Kajari babies there. We'll go down and then we'll come back up and around is what we did last time, I think. Wait, what? Yeah, I think so. I think that's what we did. So there's our amaranth trellises. Lots of birds and on the sunflowers. They love it over there, the little songbirds. These strawberry blonde marigolds, the ones that are petering out, are really yellow, but the new ones that are coming on are so super, like orangey red. They're rosy orange. They're really pretty. I want to deadhead any of these guys as often as possible because then they'll keep giving you new flowers. See anything that looks dead? Some of these have really bushy growth habits. They're all budding up. So these ones have gotten quite a bit past the trellis. Some of them might not ever even make it up into the trellising. But they're pretty sturdy, so they're not going to get knocked around in the wind as much. These guys are smaller plants, but they have nice big buds at the top. Yeti, blueberry, and Benton. Tomatoes still haven't gotten trellised up, but they definitely need it now. Harvest our first couple. Here's that freak show that reverted back, and the big, huge, giant autoflower bud. These little trees get everywhere. Tree of heaven. Yeah, there's a ripe tomato there. That guy really needs some support. He's all over the place. But yeah, there's all these tomatoes. Should be giving us a little bit of something here soon. squash flowers. And that's a crookneck, yellow crookneck. These guys are finally starting to peter a little bit. It's a big, huge guy. Looks like there's a couple tiny gray zucchinis in there. This big amaranth's been getting really picked over by the birds. I've been pulling a lot of squash out to share and to eat. Here's a giant green zucchini. I guess I'll probably get it tonight. I need to pick them before we're gonna actually use them, because anytime you can pick it right as you're using it is great. This little sunflower fell on the ground. So there's that beast of a zucchini. Tomatillos. Amaranth. These peppers here. Some of them are finally starting to turn orange and yellow. Pick those too. I don't know what that noise is. Here's a couple okay sized shishitos finally coming on this guy. And these Anaheims we've been using a lot. This guy's turning, but he's turning because he's sunburnt right there, if you can see that. But there's really pretty peppers in there. We've been using in salsas and stuff since we didn't have any jalapenos. We lost our jalapeno plant. It's the weirdest alarm thing ever going on. Look how bushy that tomatillo is. It's starting to get little babies everywhere. And these tomatoes are doing okay. I think this is probably a silver slicer cucumber. It could be an Armenian yard long, but I did also grow silver slicers. Tomatoes on all of these guys. Especially the big guy. Got lots on. Oh, this guy's almost got a dry husk. Oh yeah, look at he's popping out of his thing. That's fun. There's that little Mexican sunflower. I never remember the common name. I don't know if you can see all the bees. It's just covered still. There's a really pretty tomatillo flower. Just absolutely love this. I might just grow it next year just for a treat for them and let it go to flower. But yeah, so broken hose makes things a little harder, but we make it work. These guys are kind of petering a little bit towards the top. I think they probably could use a boost. But this squash is getting ready to harden off, even though it's small too. And now that we started feeding, we should, and the plants are bigger, we should get some big sized squash. And yeah, that's the garden and our little bit of harvest. Fun. Thanks for hanging out with me today at this garden tour. Got some fun things harvested, and I think it's just going to be more and more productive up until our frost date, which may be late October, but I've heard that we may get some mild snow in September, scarily. So like the earliest snow in a long time. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, hope your gardens are great. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks for spending time with me in my garden.
Like and subscribe.
I'm gonna try this in a little bit of the partial shade. Hey, this is Coral. You're watching Coral Gardens, my garden channel. And we are in the garden. It's so dumb. And I don't know,